Astro van, brethren. Looks like it's in good shape. Core support's in good shape. Is that even from around here? They've had it for a while, judging by the personalized old plates. Cool. Getting rarer and rarer these days. Okay, let's try one of these driving and talking videos. First, I just want to say thank you to everyone for playing along with the review video. You know, that's great. You guys were commenting on there and stuff. I know a lot of that was just to help me out, which I really appreciate. It's very hard for me to ask for anything, like anything at all in life. So getting like a product for free and then having people play along and whatever, that's pretty huge. And, you know, that company, they're going to be a lifelong friend of the channel, just for giving me a shot. Honestly, I watched a bunch of the other review videos. Other people that they reached out to have way more subscribers than me, and their videos were good. Like the quality of them was good for sure, the shooting and the editing, but they didn't even show the unit. So I'm like, I don't know, do they not even want you to show it working? Like, I know the sound of an air pump isn't the most entertaining thing, but I don't know. So like I say, without clear expectations and have done this before, I had no idea what they were really looking for. There was like 4 things that they wanted me to show, like RV use, and the van is technically an RV. Inflatable furniture, I don't have any of that. It was like, you know, the river raft is pretty much inflatable furniture. You could lay in it, use it as a bed if you wanted to. I forget what the other 2 things were, but it was all stuff that I don't really have, or I don't have the situations to portray it in. But I don't know, I think that was pretty thorough, especially, you know, for what I'm going to be using it for. Most of the people that are into this kind of outdoor stuff use it for. So we'll see. It is a handy unit. None of that was, you know, falsified or whatever. It's definitely something that I'm going to keep in the van and use quite a bit. So, but anywho, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, you see other people getting like big money stuff and getting like the vans for free and stuff even, and it's like, oh man, that'd be nice. But then, you know, it's worth mentioning up to this point that everything before the air pump was bought with my dime that I made, you know, working a job, a career that I, you know, worked hard at for years and years and years, blah, 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 blah. So it wasn't, you know, inheritance, or I didn't go into debt, or, you know, trust fund or whatever. That's just not what's going on here, and I don't want anyone to think that or whatever. I know people are going to infer what they're going to infer, but yeah, no handouts. This, you know, I could afford something better than an Astro van. Not really though. Like, I'm looking at all-wheel drive Siennas, they're like 20 grand. It's like, yeah, no, too expensive for my blood. But I'm rambling on here. Hopefully someone's getting something out of whatever I'm talking about here. On the last video, I felt like I shortchanged the Minimalism people, I shortchanged the Astro people, shortchanged the Vanlife people. I don't know. When you try and talk about a bunch of topics like that, you kind of get, you know, your main message muddied. But then the whole point of that video was just to let you know that the review video was coming, and I appreciate everything, and, you know, it's not like me to ask for help or to ask for anything or whatever. So I was showing you my soft white underbelly a bit there for sure, and I guess YouTube liked that because those views, you know, shot up pretty quick there, and it's all true. But I just want to say, I had a few people reach out after that video, like in my real life, like, I'm fine, we're all good. I've never been happier and more secure in my future and what's going to be happening, you know. So the van is opened up doors for me and really shown me what is important in life, and it's going to be a really important tool going forward here. So yeah, I just want to say, like, yeah, I'm legit. Like, van life, car life, like, this isn't going away. I wasn't just trying this out. Yeah, my first 10 months weren't on YouTube really. When it comes down to it, I've got footage of it, but it's not the typical, you know, my first week of van life, oh no, I can't find where to shower and stuff. I feel like if I were to do videos like that, it would be very disingenuous, because I've already done this lifestyle before, back when it wasn't cool, and it was way better, to be honest. I made a big mistake at the start of my van life, thinking like, oh, no one cares about stealth anymore. On the East Coast here, it still is very important. You know, I'll find a good spot, and then there'll be other people there, and then just the way the van looks with crap, you know, bolted to the outside of it and whatnot, the rims, like, I feel like I'm kind of giving them away, right? Because they're in late model trucks and hatchback cars. There's not many vans to begin with here in Southern Ontario. They've all rotted out long ago. once, you know, the style became to drive SUVs or whatever, all the minivans, they went to, like, you know, the ghetto and junkyard. So, and right away the van, you know, and people look at it, they're like, what is this, biker, gang member, overland, you know, wannabe overlander, van lifer thing situation here? Because typically, if you're an overlander, you're not coming through Southern Ontario. There's nothing to see here. There's no reason to be here unless you want to get hassled by the cops and pay your tax to the OPP. Like, there's not really a reason to come to Southern Ontario. Take it from me, someone who's explored all around here. Yeah, if you want to go to 2 overcrowded beaches, you can do that. There's good fishing if you want to come here and pay someone to take you out on a boat. That's about it. Yeah, getting off topic like crazy here. How's the view for you guys? Would you rather be looking into the back of the van? I don't have any of my windows open, so you can't really see back there. That'd probably be more interesting if you could, like, see through the windows, right? Whatever. We're almost to my destination here, so yeah. So other than, I've got to say, other than the transmission, I had the transmission rebuilt about a year ago, last February, and I really wish I did that myself. If it wasn't in the middle of winter, I really should have waited until it was summer and then done it in the driveway like I did everything else. Paid a shop, they did a terrible job. They left crap all loose and hanging off the van, and I don't even really want to get into that. It's just terrible, shoddy work. Paid $3,500 to basically have them just like wing a transmission in and out as fast as they could. I'm really hoping the guy who rebuilt the transmission isn't the guy who put it in. Yeah, honestly, if I went back to that shop, I'd probably be throwing hands with one of the mechanics that worked on this van. So yeah, I called them, asked them, you know, did you want to do something about this? They said, oh, we're actually like really busy, but yeah, we'll take a look at it. And I just hung up the phone and took a deep breath and said, you know what? Learning experience. Don't go by Google reviews. Do not listen to the Google reviews. Those are all fake these days. 100% backdoor business deal. You give me a Google review, I should have known too, because they were all like, great people to deal with, great service. Like, nothing about actually getting their vehicle worked on or anything. But anyways, real quick point, if you're ever in a new city and you want to know the shitty end of town, look for where all the transmission shops are. Like, not the newer ones that deal with CVTs, but like the Bob's Transmission and, like, you know, Gus's Transmission Works, and when they're all pooled together, that's the ghetto of the city. And then type in laundromat and you see if there's laundromats and transmission shops, that's the ghetto. Don't park there. Go wherever else you can. Park, you know, in the industrial area or the north end of town or wherever, you know. Guaranteed gonna get your shit stolen and broken into if there's a transmission shop within, you know, rock throwing distance. But how much time we got here? Oh, I must have a lot because it's not even giving me a countdown. Yeah, so like I say, it'd be just disingenuous, I feel like, for me to make like the 1 week of van life, 2 week of van life thing, and where I, you know, take a dump and all that. Like, do you guys want those videos? Because I totally can make those videos, but it's been overdone at this point. Like, the washroom, that's kind of what we're getting to now. There's public washrooms everywhere. I can give you an example right now. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do, middle of the winter. I'd be lying if I said I didn't walk into a public washroom and then see the change table out, 3 people in line to the urinal, someone in the stall. I've turned right back around, walked my sorry butt back through Walmart out to the van and had a dump in the van. I'm not gonna lie, that has happened. But most of the time, I would say 98% of the time, you can find a bathroom. And then if you're in the backcountry, I think that's fairly obvious what the situation is there. If you're at a campground, you use their washrooms. If you're in the backcountry, you get your shovel out or your trowel. I've actually got a nice little fold-up shovel here. I'll show it to you while I'm thinking about it. So yeah, the bathroom's easy, right? We all know that. You know, let's be civil about things here. You don't really want to be pooping in the van all the time. That's kind of nasty, but you got to do what you got to do. And in the winter, sometimes the nice warm van's better than you know, squatting in the forest. Sorry, I'm looking in the thing to see how I'm lined up here, but yeah. So there's a little fold-up shovel for you there. got like a little serrated edge there. So you can cut back some branches so you're not getting poked in the face while you're taking a dump. So I've never even used this. I use my full-size shovel typically. If I'm at a campsite, usually the fire pit needs, you know, shoveling out, things like that. So, yeah, the bathroom, did we cover? Yeah, we've covered all that. I just pulled into a little spot here, and from the parking lot, there's the bathroom right there. So, just a hop, skip, and a jump. Now, the hard part, admittedly, is showers and laundry. Laundry's actually not that hard. It's just, you gotta go to the shitty part of town and, you know, spend an hour or two there. It's nice if you can like half dry your stuff. This is a tip I got from one of the lady van lifers. Dry your stuff halfway and then bring it out to the van and then go find a nice spot where you can string a line or just drape it over the van or whatever. I just drape it over the rack, and then you can wait for it to air dry. So then you save a bit of money, you save a bit of time. You're not, you know, hanging out in the bad end of town. Yeah, you get a lot of stares at laundromats, people trying to, I think they're just trying to like understand your situation. They're like, is he from here? This and that, and then is he down on his luck? Did he get kicked out by the wife, or, you know, something? I don't know, I'm just guessing, because there's a lot of staring going on. Maybe people are just bored, I don't know. So yeah, that's laundry. If you can mooch dock off someone, that's nice, like visit them and do laundry, but you know, you don't want to be a burden on people. Showers, same deal, you know, showers are pretty easy to get. They're expensive at the Flying J, like, you know, truck stops like that. Like, I haven't even done that. That's like 15 bucks a shower these days, maybe even more. And I think they inflate it a bit because they don't really want, you know, people just using that as their regular shower, right? Because then they'd always be tied up and there'd be none for the truckers, which usually have them paid for by their companies. They get one a day or whatever. So the showers, I've got a spot, you know, I don't want to give anything away here because I don't really know who watches these videos. Like, if someone messaged me directly and it's like, hey, I need a spot or I need a shower, I'm obviously going to help out, but I've been burned in the past putting spots out publicly. Like, if you look iOverlander for this area for Southern Ontario, there's like barely anything on there, and then the ones that have are, it says closed, blah blah blah. It shows you the comments from like 3 years ago, like, great private spot, and then they just slowly turn to parked here, got told to leave, parked here, got told to leave, signs everywhere, yada yada yada. So a lot of my spots, I've seen them go up on iOverlander, get marked as closed, and then get taken off iOverlander, and I'm still parking there and no problem so far. But like I say, I almost feel a bit guilty parking in some of the spots I found because there's other people there, and I don't want to be the person that gives away, you know, to whoever and gets the call, and then I've never had a knock because I always move, and I don't know, I don't think this van really looks like the one you really want to, like, I don't know, just go hassling, right? And I don't park where I'm not wanted typically, like, but yeah, that's the big thing. Over in Australia and in the UK, I've kind of got like their theory where, yeah, you can put a bunch of crap all over your van and make it look like, yeah, you know, it's a camper van. Like, that kind of puts people at ease, because then they're not like, what's this random, you know, cargo van or whatever sitting around. But they don't really know for a fact that you're in it. And if I ever did get the knock, depending on where I was, if possible, I'd probably just keep quiet. Like, you know, if the tow truck's there, obviously you gotta say something, but I'd probably just be quiet and hope that they go away. Because, I don't know, just, to me, it's like, where are you parking unless you're like right in front of someone's house or at a business that has people monitoring it? I don't know. It's not near as common as people make it out to be, I think. I think it just makes real good title. I got the knock, this and that. Oh, the knock, the knock, the knock. I don't know. But even back in the day, I never got the knock. Like, I was in a stock minivan, and if I did, I would just pretend I would stay completely still, which is what everyone says to do. They're like, freeze, because as soon as you move and the van shakes, they know you're in there. Just wait for them to stop knocking, and then I'd probably peel out. Like, that's, you know, I can remember a few times where I pulled in, and then, you know, the blind opens up, or I see someone like looking out a window or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, I'm busted. So then I just left right away, because I'm like, I'm not going to go to sleep and just hope that they don't, you know, call or whatever. But that was like 3 times in months and months. So anyways, yeah, the knock, your spots, yeah, keep, you know, if you find a good spot that has Wi-Fi, it's quiet, you have very little chance of getting bothered, like that is like a golden spot. Like you want to keep that to yourself. Like, you know, I don't mind helping out like a lady van lifer here and there or whatever, but then I've even had them just be like, oh, why, how can I trust you and stuff. It's like, you're on a public forum asking for spots. I don't know, how can you trust me? That's a good question, really, I guess. You got to be a good judge of character, right? I don't know. Like, use your brain? I don't know, really. You can't trust anyone. That's the golden rule, right? The Tony Montana, the only one you can trust is yourself, right? Like, when it comes down to it. But yeah, so let's see, what else? Showers, laundry, bathroom, the spots, the stealth. Yeah, the minimalism in the van, honestly, for me, it's just been great. It is such a freeing thing, just not having so much stupid crap just to occupy your time with. It's like, I know just watching my family members and stuff, like, your stuff really does start to own you, and the more crap you have, the less of your time you can give to any one of those things. So then, you know, maintenance starts falling, and then it basically all just goes all to crap. I'll mention this, like right after that video happened, like 2 days, I had a buddy reach out and he's like, hey, my old man passed away. And I was just like, are you fucking serious? Like, I can't believe I just put up that video. And oh man, that was really bad timing. Like, I already felt bad because all these people losing their houses, like even just in my area, to floods. And then of course out west, like people's houses are burning down, like Jasper is gone. I felt bad because I'm like, you know, at least I get to choose minimalism, whereas, you know, a lot of people that are, you know, in similar situation to me are being forced into minimalism. So I was like, kind of feeling bad about that. And it's like, I can see the irony, right? Like, I'm talking about minimalism, I've got like a built-out van, you know, multiple vehicles. People are like, I've got an apartment and a backpack, like I don't even have a vehicle, you know what I mean? Like, no one said that, but I can totally tell that that's going to be there. But that's the thing, there really is tiers of minimalism for everyone. Like, you know, I watch some of these minimalism people and I'm like, you've got a house full of crap. What do you mean minimalism? Like, just because there's one couch and a plant and, you know, your keyboard in that room, that doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Like, I've got a couch, a fake tiny plant, and I wish I had a keyboard. So am I more of a minimalist than you? Here's a couple of the park residents. Just going for a stroll. Yeah, there's a lot of money in this area. Look at this. What is that, a Land Rover? Oh yeah, probably full electric. But yeah, I'm just having a yak in the park, you guys. No big. So, I think that's all my talking points here. Yeah, just big thanks to everyone for the, you know, playing along with the review vid. Thanks for the engagement, the comments, the likes. Like, you guys are awesome. Like, my like to dislike ratio is like off the chain. Like, even on that minimalism video where I'm tripping over my words one after another, got like 2 dislikes, like 140 likes or something like that. Like, that's not normal for YouTube. So yeah, I've got great viewers, no other way to slice it. I think my most disliked video is the installation video, and I was tripping over my words even harder. I'll explain that right now. That was when the transmission went. I still have footage. I drove 6 hours with a blown transmission, and stupid me, I was looking at that footage like, no one's gonna watch this. They're gonna be like, you're faking it. Like, that's because I'm driving the van still, but it's slipping, right? So I'm like, no one's gonna, they're gonna be like, so your transmission's broken, but you're driving it. Okay. But then of course, like, it's just by the book for me. Puts out a video, 3 videos of him driving his van, just being like, oh no, we're not gonna make it, we're not gonna make it. Best videos he's made. They get like the highest views of them all. So it's like, oh, I really don't know what I'm talking about. So I still have that footage, so, you know, if you see that come up, don't get worried. Like, the van's transmission's been rebuilt, poorly probably, but yeah, I drove it all the way back, no reverse, and I basically had to like put my baby toe on the pedal and like ease up to speed, and then if I wanted it to shift, I had to lift my foot every single time, and then even sometimes it still wouldn't shift. But how it happened, I was leaving town, just fired it up, reversed out of the driveway, was leaving, you know, some families, you know, 6 hours, you know, east. Heard a loud bang as I was driving. No change into the transmission at that point. I'm just like, okay, that's not good. Kept driving. As soon as I got onto the highway, I could feel the slip, and I was like, this isn't good. And it just, from there, it just snowballed to the point where, yeah, it was slipping like crazy in between gears, and like I say, I had to feather it. So I think what happened is there's like a reaction sun gear that the splines strip right off. Sorry. Excuse me, talking too much. There's a part in the transmission called the reaction sun gear. The splines strip off that, and then you've got no reverse. And then I think that metal gets sent through the system, and then before you know it, yeah, you've got, you know, slipping between gears. You're lucky if you've got any gears. So back on track here. I got the transmission rebuilt. I just got it out of the shop, and I was in kind of a mood, I'm not gonna lie, and someone commented, why didn't you insulate your van? Which is a good question, and I'd been waiting for that question, so I went and made that video. So if I seem a little bit miffed in that video or whatever, it's actually not me being mad at insulation or mad at people who always talk about insulation or whatever, because I get it. It's one of those things where it's very easy to make a nice video like before and after, and oh, I love my insulation, because it's not something that a company produces and really is going to pay anyone of us van lifers for, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but it just looks good. And then people who aren't in van life, that's like something they're really concerned about. So if you're just always talking about it, it like reinforces to them, they like it. Like, it's like, oh yeah, he's talking about that thing that I'm gonna have to do. I don't know, it's all a big mental thing, really, this YouTube thing. But yeah, in a metal box, insulation is definitely not important. Moisture is definitely your big concern, and getting a diesel heater, you know, really controls the moisture situation. Like, anyone who did van life before the diesel heater, listen to them, because they understand what it's like to sleep in a van at -20 with just your sleeping bag, and then make it happen, and then get to the point where you have mold and rebuild your van, basically, because you realize you did it wrong. I've watched people rebuild the same van 3 times. I'm not speaking, you know, out of turn really here on the insulation thing, but yeah, and I'm just giving you a layman's, you know, term. Like, I didn't, you know, get into the crazy, like, you know, back and forth of, you know, what's better, EPS, extruded polystyrene, or XPS, the, you know, whatever that stands for, or spray foam, because it's hilarious. Now every single installation video, everyone in the comment, all these parrots are like, the only way is spray foam, the only way is spray foam. Show me all these spray foamed, 2-inch spray foamed minivans that are out there. I've seen like 2, and the people regret it. Like, this isn't a bus. When you're doing a bus, for sure, like, yes, pay a company to do it, or do it yourself, and you'll find out that spray foam is terrible to work with and expensive, and I don't know. It's so funny. Someone will come out with a good, well-produced video or an opinion or something like that, and then everyone jumps on that. I see it everywhere. The Astro forums on Facebook are the worst for it. There's guys on there, I swear, they need a hobby. They spend way too much time on that group. Love answering questions. Bless them. Bless them. They're just probably trying to help. They haven't even ever done the job. That's the worst part. They actually have no idea what they're talking about, but they've seen enough people answer the question that they're like, oh yeah, that's easy. It's a weekend job. You just gotta do this and stuff. Like, they're just so happy to help. But really, keep it to yourself unless you've done the job, or you're just kind of spreading a bunch of misinformation, really. Like, even if it is something that's true, like, the person's going off your word because they think that you're, you know, so confident because you have done it. Like, whereas the people who have actually done it, like, they'll be like, oh man, like, no, put, like, you're gonna want a week aside, because, like, you know, you're gonna have to get parts, and while you're in there, you're gonna want to check your body mount, you know, like, there's a million things. Like, the people who are like, it's a weekend job, it's easy, don't listen to those people, please. Do not listen to those people. That's probably obvious. You're probably just like, duh. You've got guys on there. I remember this one, this freaks out at me because he's on there. A guy puts up an Astro for sale and is like, where do you check for rust on these? And I've been there. I was that guy 3 years ago, and everyone's talking core support, but they're being very vague. Just core support. You want to check the front of the van, core support and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, good. These guys got her handled. Read down. There's like this big, long Reddit style comment. You know, the one where people are, you know, trying to flex their English grade or whatever. And he's just like,
the real place to look is actually the rockers and stuff and blah blah blah, and don't buy this van and let, you know, the only thing you can really do is go there and look at it, and if it's rusty, it's too rusty for you, look for another one. If it's not rusty, and buy it. And it's just like, okay. And then at the bottom, he's just like, the real place to look for rot is the rockers, blah 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 blah. I'm just like, oh my god. If he didn't make the Vanlife comment, maybe I wouldn't have, you know, done what I did next, but I attacked him, I guess. But there was no attacking. Let's just get that out of the way here. Maybe I'll put up a screenshot. I put wrong, period. Which is like, oh, you just like them's fighting words. So I put wrong, period. You want to check the core support. I can see from these pictures that he posted, it's got a rotted core support. The rockers, the flat piece of metal under the van that has very little structural rigidity to it, structural integrity, it's easily replaceable, it's easily cleanable. That's not where we're talking about here. I think anyone over the age of 16 knows you look at the rockers on a rusty vehicle. Like he's trying to, I don't think he understood, he didn't understand what the core support was, which again, even me as a licensed mechanic, I had no idea what people were talking about. They're like, check the core support, check the core support. So I'm looking under the rad, but that's not where you look. You're looking at the body mounts. The body mounts is where it physically separates on these Astros. And that's where the problem is. You're not worried about the rad falling out. Like I was thinking in my head, I'm like, why do these guys care about rad support, man? I've driven many cars with rotted rad supports. The rad hoses hold it. It doesn't fall out and go under the car or something. But no, the big issue is that your body mounts collapse, and then your fan hits your shroud, and then your engine overheats, and then you blow your, so on and so forth. I think it's a bit of a salty spot with these guys, or a vulnerable spot, because I've pointed out, now that I know what I'm looking at, to other Astro owners, like, hey, you might want to check that core support, she's looking a little saggy, and they get defensive right away. And I think a lot of the older guys, like, maybe they think in their head like, oh, you know, this Vanlife thing, I've got like a 10 grand van, where in the back of their head they know that their core support's about to fail, so they really only have like a 2 grand van. I don't know, it's kind of a hard thing to kind of gauge. But then I've had people kind of attack me and be like, well, how'd you know it's rotten and stuff? And then I take their picture, put in a little bit of a little doodle showing them like, hey, like the fact that your signal light is, you know, getting munched by your bumper, there's supposed to be a gap there, like a little gap, and yours is, you know, negative gap. So that's how I can tell. And they're like, oh yeah, no, true. Yeah, my mechanic did say something about that, or I had it like, you know, band-aided up a while ago. But it's like, well, anyways. So yeah, this one guy, he totally freaked out. He's like, oh, this is ageism, this and that. I'm like, whoa, what are you even talking about, dude? Like, he's like thinking I clicked on his profile and was hating on him because he's old or something. I'm like, dude, like, trust me, full honesty, I didn't click on no profiles. I don't care who you are, what you look like, who you love. If you give bad advice, I'm gonna call you out. It's gonna happen. You know, especially if I actually know what I'm talking about and I see you giving bad advice over people's good advice, like, yeah, you're gonna get called out, man. That's gonna happen. But so then I'm like thinking in my head, like, what is this ageism, blah blah blah, and I click on his thing and I'm like, this guy looks like he's like 35, 30, like he's like my age, dude. Like, what are you talking about ageism? He's like, oh, you're mad because an old guy this and that missed a core support, talking about himself. And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? But he must have looked at it and been like, this guy looks like me, why is he being mad to me or being mean to me? And you know, my profile doesn't look like I'm, you know, in 35 or whatever. I have a picture of me skateboarding and my age says like birth date 1905, because I, you know, don't have my actual shit up on Facebook. So he's like, oh, this guy's 16 or something, I don't know. But I'm just like, easy princess, which, you know, definitely you know, set him off. And I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to help out, trying to give people the advice that I would have loved to have gotten when I joined this group. You know, you're giving bad advice. You're leading people to lose, you know, to waste their money. That's not cool. Not cool. So then he replies back, oh yeah, you're just an idiot, this and that, and blah, 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 and stuff. And you found out about Astros a year ago, and now you're, you know, says something about parents' driveway, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, so you watch the videos. You watch the videos, because I'm all over that forum with, you know, my videos and stuff like that. So he knows me. He knows everything about me. So I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, okay. And then my last reply was like, dude, I'm a licensed mechanic, been working on Astros professionally since the early 2000s. My first job ever was diagnosing an O2 sensor on an Astro. I didn't just find out about Astros yesterday, bud. He's like, I've owned 22 of them, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, 22? Like, why do you need so many Astros? Like, can you not fix them? Are you scared of mechanics? Do you keep buying rusty ones and selling them with rusty core support? Like, 22? Like, dude, what? That doesn't make sense. All right, sorry about that. I just had to grab a drink, so I'm like thinking in my head, like 22 Astros, like, man, like 22 Astros and you don't even know like what a core support is? Like, I'm genuinely concerned for you. And I think that was my last comment, and then he blocked me or whatever, so I don't know. There's a lot of these Astro van elitists. Some of them like me, some of them I guess don't like me. Whatever, you're not gonna please everyone, that's for sure. That's one thing I've learned in this life. People are gonna judge you no matter what. Going through a big move early in your life kind of turns you into a bit of a like social chameleon, for better words, for lack of better words. Like, I don't know, you can look into the psychology of it. Basically, like, you just mold yourself to fit every friend group, right? Because you want to be accepted by people, kind of deal. And yeah, I finally realized, like, if you do that, you'll eventually piss everyone off, because they'll realize, like, I don't know, this is going a bit deep, but I've had a few people like reach out and be like, you're my best friend, this and that, and then like I couldn't reciprocate and be like, you're my best friend too, because in my head I was like, if I say that to you, you're gonna go tell other people, because that's even happened when I was younger, like, oh, this guy's my best friend. What? He said he was my best friend, this and that. No, I thought we were best friends and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh, holy crap, man, like, I don't know, it's weird. So, I just kind of like stayed neutral, like, yeah, you're all my friends kind of deal. But anyways, yes, it's a weird thing. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. Hold on, got off track. All right, so yeah, so this guy with the 22 Astro vans, I'm like, okay, so I'll creep his profile now because he's already assumed I have. I go back in and there's this post that's like, I reach over and I hit a button without even looking, and my wife's like, how'd you do that? Oh, I've driven the same vehicle for 16 years. And it was at that point I realized that I was dating a woman who was 20 years my junior or something like that. And I'm just like, very weird post, dude. Like, this is coming from a guy who, like, got called a pedo because he dated a girl 1 year younger type situation. Like, we were kids at the time. Like, she was 13, I was 14, but like everyone, both friend groups are like, oh, why do you have to date the little kids, and you're dating little kids and stuff. But then, crazy enough, 1 year later, you've got the 14-year-old girls dating 19-year-old dudes. No one's saying shit. And it's like, oh yeah, let's go hang out at Buddy's house, blah blah blah. He's dating blah 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 now, and I'm like, not gonna call him a pedo, eh? I don't know. You can almost expect that to happen, though, right? But yeah, so back to that, I just like seen that, and I was just like, dude, we drive vans, like, you need to be careful. Like, that is a very weird post. And I'm like thinking in my head, I was like, dude, I should block this guy or leave this group right now. Like, that literally went through my head. And then months later, the guy fucking, we end up bashing heads or whatever. So it was so funny. But he's blocked me now, so we're good. But yeah, if you're like one of his nut swingers or whatever, like, I don't know, man, like, you got to get better relationships in your life, because that dude, something is wrong, like, big time. Like, he's, like, you can see, like, his posts are just like trying to get likes. Like, it's weird. He's seen the demographic of Astro van people on these forums. He got the top contributor little decal, which I have too, which I don't give a shit about. That just means you're spending too much time on this forum, right? And yeah, I don't know, he's one of those people, he's fishing for likes, basically. You can tell, because he makes these stupid Reddit posts that a lot of people do. Like, that's the Reddit thing. Like, I remember identifying that like 10 years ago. Now everyone says it, but like, if you can get in a Reddit thread early and make like a well thought out phrase or a well thought out like comment, like, people will, and then if you take off with that, like, you got 3 likes and everyone else has 1 like, people will just start liking that top comment. Like, it's the same way with Imgur back in the day, that terrible site that had everyone's crap hacked. It was just a photo site, like a meme site before memes were a thing. And if you put up a photo, people would try and comment like the funniest thing. And me and my buddy would sit there and basically just refresh the computer. And, oh, new thing came up. And we'd just say like stupid, cheesy comments, like stuff from movies or stuff we came up with ourselves. But like, it did not even need to be funny. It just needed to be in there format, basically, just like, you know, a quick like sentence, like blah blah blah, comma, blah blah blah, and it needed to be funny. Like that's literally it. Or like one word and it was funny. Like the shorter and funnier you could make it, the better. You guys know what I'm saying. So basically, this guy loves doing his cookie cutter answers all over the forum. I don't have to look at them anymore. No sweat off my sack. That's good. Like, yeah, that's the thing. He's talking about, oh, I've owned 22 Astro vans. Like, I look back through, like, he's giving zero advice. He's doing zero posts about repairs and like any of the stuff that any of the rest of us do. It's just all like, you know, heartstring tugging. When here's my son working on the Astro van with me. Oh, okay, I get it. Like, that's awesome. And then the wife being young, and the other one, like, he's not even been on the forums long. That's the funny thing. He joined after I did. So maybe that, you know, was putting some piss in his Cheerios. I don't know, but yeah, he's only been on there since 2021, so I almost wonder in my head, like, has he really had 22 Astro vans? Because, like, there's dudes on there that, like, legit, like, they're like, I've had 6 Astro vans, and, like, you can tell, because they know what they're talking about. They've got pictures of Astro vans, they've got all these posts about them, you know, trying to figure out misfires, so on and so forth. So, I don't know, it's one of those things. And I know the internet is like that, trust me. I am not new to the internet. I've been on there since day one. This is my second YouTube channel. I've been on YouTube since 2007. I know what the internet is like. I know what putting yourself out publicly brings in. And honestly, I gotta say, YouTube, the comments, I've never gotten a bad comment. I've never deleted a comment. I've never deleted a video. I would have never guessed that. Like, honestly, back in the day, like, people were pretty harsh. And people would always talk crap about YouTube comments. I've had nothing but solid advice, solid, you know, good people, just, you know, I just stopping by, I like what you're doing, this and that. People talk about their stuff, and it's actually interesting, and I reply back, and I put these long comments, and I'm not trying to be like, you know, like a Reddit person or whatever. I just don't like one-word comments. You know, if someone takes the time to comment to me, I'm probably going to hit on every point you talked about, talk about what you're talking about, and then maybe even give a little bit of, like, what's happened to me in that situation on top of that, right? It's just good conversation. Like, people just put like, yeah, true, and stuff. Like, yeah, they don't want the conversation to keep going. Like, I, on the other hand, do. Anyways, on that note, comments, I've tried to figure out the notifications for YouTube. Like, there's 2 apps. Like, you've got the YouTube and the YouTube Studio. They both have a comment section and notifications. Neither of them will give you everything. Like, YouTube just gives you like the last 6 notifications, and then you can't even scroll. So, okay, you know, YouTube Studio is supposed to be for the creators or whatever, so you go in there and you look at your comment section, and that's not all the comments either. Or if someone comments and then I comment, and then they comment back to me, if I don't get to that notification like within a day or 2, it's gone. Like, how do I know that they even replied to me? Like, if, you know, I don't fire up the YouTube app, like, it's not in there. YouTube Studio is just like, yeah, you answered this one, kicks it out. And then the YouTube app, the notifications only go, you know, 6 of the last notifications. So then, like, you know, 3 likes on a comment or whatever, and 2 comments, and then theirs is blocked, and I don't even know. Like, if I didn't see it, I'm just thinking, oh, that's where the conversation ended, right? So all that is to say, I'm gonna have to go back through video by video, and part of my OCD is I gotta reply to every comment. That's just how I am. I gotta love every comment, like it. That's just, there's no, you know, it's full equality here. Everyone gets love, even if it's a, you know, an offhanded shitty comment. You're gonna get a love from me too. It's part of the engagement, you know. Apparently it helps out with YouTube too. They like to see that. That's like, oh yeah, this guy engages with the comments, so it helps me. No one feels like they got shorted a love, and gets the ball rolling on the likes. Nothing bad comes from it. So, man, other than that, like, there's amazing people on those Astro forums. Like, do not get me wrong, that's like 2 people of, you know, that clearly are part of the same clique, because they're all talking about, oh man, child in the driveway building his Astro van. It's like, okay, so you guys watch the videos, like, yeah, you know more about me than I know about you, but you don't know shit about me, trust me. You're seeing like a very tiny, teeny, tiny part of my life, like, and you're only seeing what I put out there. And, you know, I don't curate it as much as a lot of people do, but, like, I don't know. I wouldn't think you got everything figured out because you see someone on YouTube. That's definitely very naive to think that. But yeah, like I got, you know, when I first started building the van, it was for me and a lady friend. Like, I had a situationship, and I was trying to get her
you know, outdoors, and I was trying to ease her into it, right? Like sleeping in a tent and pooping in the woods, not gonna happen. But like sleeping in the tent, in the van, you know, we're close to washrooms, whatever. We work our way into the backwoods, but she is just not cool with the pooping outside. In her words, she's like, I'm not gonna live like a caveman. I'm like, it's actually fun. Like, yes, it sucks not to shower 3 times a day. I get it, you know. I was a mechanic, a dirty fleet mechanic. I needed 3 showers a day. You need one in the morning just to get your ass woke up, just so you can get out of bed. And you know, it's like more grease like comes out of your pores as you're sleeping, man. It's like you can shower before bed, you're still dirty when you wake up, especially if you've got long hair and stuff. So yeah, shower in the morning, that was mandatory. Shower in the evening once you got off work, because it's just, you've been working with no AC in a sweaty shop all day. Like, yeah, you need a shower. That's just guaranteed. So then you get up to stuff after work, right? So you have your shower in the morning, your shower after work, and then you go work on your own crap, get all greasy, and you don't want to put that in your bed. So then you take another shower. So 3 showers later, like, your skin's just about to fall off, your hair is just turned into hay. Like, turns out that's not good for you at all. It's funny how, you know, that is something that people just do all the time. Like, oh yeah, at least 1 shower a day. If you Google it, it'll be like, oh yeah, WebMD says like 2 to 3 showers is enough for most people. All this stuff. It's like, man, back in high school, you didn't change your pants every day, you didn't shower every day. Oh, you were going to hang out into the stairwell, man. Like, there's no quicker way to get yourself, you know, socially outcasted than wearing the same clothes twice, or, you know, looking like you didn't shower every day. Like, people could tell just by looking at your hair, right? Like, if it looked like it wasn't washed that morning, you know, I was just, did you wash your hair last night? Like, that was the thing. Everyone had like shags in high school, right? So like, you had to shower every day, especially with the humidity around here. You know, getting off topic. Yeah, all that is to say, you don't even really need as many showers as you think. So yeah, the lady friend there, she basically, that's the way a lot of people are, friends and, you know, relationships. Like, they're enthusiastic at the start because they think like, oh yeah, maybe this will pass and stuff. But then once I started spending more money on it and a lot of time, she didn't. At first she liked the van, and then she's like, yeah, no, you should spend all that time and money on me. And then now she does not like the van, of course, because it's not stylish. If it's not a Mercedes SUV, women don't give a shit about it these days. The right women do. That's the thing. If you're on online dating, put something about van life in there. You'll get a better demographic of ladies. That's been my experience anyway. But maybe not. I honestly shouldn't say that. I got terrible taste in women. What am I even talking about? Yeah. I don't know, I think that's about everything I wanted to talk about. If I want to talk about anything more, I'll just fire up the camera and make another video, but I better look into the viewfinder for this part. Thank you again for, you know, watching that crappy review video and not unsubscribing, and people that played along with it. That's totally cool. Like, you guys are awesome. But yeah, it rained like crazy today. I cleaned up the van. Yeah, it's still pretty clean. I was gonna give you guys like a mechanical walk around, but we did this talking video instead. I gotta go use the facilities here and get cleaned up, and then I'm gonna go for a bike ride. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for being here. Have a good one, and I will see you in the next video. Never too old to skate. Yes. I wonder if that's the dude from the barracks. That'll hopefully be me when I'm older. Call me a man-child, I don't care. Okay, so here we are behind the curtain. This is a page a lot of people won't show you. So those are my videos here. Over in this column is the likes versus dislikes. So we scroll down. I take no credit. You guys are awesome. There's a lot of hundreds in there. For now, until a hater sees this. So there's the installation video. So a lot of people are picking up what I was putting down. Okay, so rather than do screenshots, we'll just do one of these lowbrow screen capture situations for you. So here we are on the Devil's Day.
Have the opportunity to buy this van. It's a 2002 with 80,000 miles. Guy wants 7K. From what you can see, should I take it or run? Haven't heard it run yet. This is assuming it runs well as described. From what you can see, should I take it or run? So this guy knows it's a rusty Astro van. He wants to know, hey, you guys know what you're talking about. See, these are not the pictures you want to see, obviously, because like a rusty control arm, like you have no idea if the unibody of the van is in good shape by looking at these pictures. For some reason it's skipping over the one that was basically just a picture of the fender. Fender's a bit rotted. I think it must be on the other side. But anyways, so, oh, got good engagement here, lots of comments. Let's see what people are saying. Okay, let's go all comments here, so we're not getting the, although that is a very good comment. See, someone's circled the signal light here, showing them where the issue is, or where it's visible. So let's go all comments. So this should be like what I was looking at that day. So we've got a common face in the Astro group, run away. I like that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I actually did. I did. That's not just rusty, see? Imagine what else is there. 7K is wicked steep. Run. I would pass too crusty. Rust would scare me off. Pretty rusty for that much. Looks like core support is rusted through. I saw this comment and I thought, okay, good. Thank God. Someone, and then look at this. Okay, so we're good. We're good. The answer's been learned, you know, answer's been out there. So that's the guy that made the original post. He actually ended up messaging me after all of this, which is hilarious. And I gave him a little bit more info on the core support, what to look for. It has a happy ending, so stick around to the end. So rust free, run. Here's me. So this is how it actually happened. So at the very end, yeah, bringing up the rear, I said decent shape for the rust belt, overpriced and completely rotted out anywhere else. I wouldn't pay that much personally. And now I remember the actual situation. So Facebook did this stupid thing where they started making it so your notifications would come to your phone. Even if someone didn't reply to you, they just replied after you. It would come to your phone. So admittedly, because of my inept social media skills, I thought he was replying to me at first. So that's why I kind of came at him a little hard. Not really, it's just, you know, calling out bad info. But so that's how it went. So does he know me and knows about the Vanlife thing, and that's why he said what he said next or whatever? Who knows? I don't know. You know, I'm not gonna say that, but you got two top contributors. Well, actually, a bunch of us got the top contributor, so it doesn't even mean anything. It's just a bunch of nonsense. But 200, yeah, whatever. So now read this. Come on, like this guy woke up in the morning and was like, I need a like on my post, and he didn't get it. But in this silly current van life market with those miles, it's a reasonable asking price. It's a solid good runner. So you've said nothing. We're talking about how bad the rust is in these photos, bud. But keep in mind, if you buy it, total it, your insurance is paying out 4K. Yeah, that's any vehicle at all. Like, you're not telling anyone anything they don't know. They don't pay out trendy vehicle prices, and 7K is literally double the book value. It's called agreed upon insurance. If you know your insurance broker, you can easily just go get it valued for what it's actually valued for. But anyway, not being really constructive there, but if you want an all-wheel drive Astro bad enough and it checks out, pull the trigger. There's a line of people willing to race there to buy it, but in a year or two, when van by the river flames out, I don't know, Vanlife, I think it's getting more popular, bud. Flames out and the market corrects itself, that will be back to a 4K van again. No, it won't. All-wheel drive Astro van, no, you won't see them for 4K, not where we are. You'll never get out of it what you bought it for. Maybe completely shot and rusted with a rotted core support like that one, you get it for 4K, but anyways. There's more than just surface rust for sure. Oh, okay. It doesn't look dangerous, but if you ever need to do something like remove those torsion bars, you're in for a rough day. The real spot to check for bad rust, sorry, let me do that again. The real spot to check for bad rust, so this is what really set me off, is the rocker panels once you're in front of the van. Those are the first spots to get cancer. And then he put in this edit after me and him started getting into it. So edit, I didn't look at all the pictures. Okay, ran out of recording space there. So edit, I didn't look at all the pictures. For $7,000, that thing shouldn't have a speck of rust on it. Walk away. Dude, there was 3 pictures. You wrote a comment like that and didn't look at 3 pictures? 4 pictures, sorry, there was 4 pictures. Dude. This is my slap. I'm like, wrong, period. The core support is clearly rotted on this one. The surface rust on a bare exposed replaceable flat section of the underbody is not what the concern is here. Remember, this guy he's not asking, is this a rust-free Astro van? He says, from what you can see, should I take it or run? Oh, shit. Sorry. So basically, like, you can tell, like, this comment, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit cynical, but like, you're saying a lot to say nothing, dude. Like, you're what? And then the real, like, okay. So back to my comment here. I'm like, wrong, the core support is clearly rotted on this one. Surface rust on a bare exposed replaceable flat section of the underbody is not what the concern is here. The prices on a running good shape all-wheel drive Astro van will only increase unless fuel prices double. I'll still stand by that. Watch the market. They are selling at these crazy prices. They aren't making any more, and there is no equivalent vehicle unless you pay a company to make it for you, which is $20,000 plus and a year waiting list. It's actually way more than $20,000. I just went low because I didn't want him to be like, no, you can do this for blah 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 or whatever. But yeah, like, you might want to double that. So supply is going down and demand is going up. It's been 4 years of hashtag Vanlife prices. How much longer before it's the norm and not considered a phase? That was an actual question. Like, I wanted to see if he would answer that, but he didn't, of course. So here's the big freak out. I didn't spend time going, no, he edited this. Yeah, that's the thing. So right away he's attacking me and it's like, is this about ageism and what's this kid know and blah blah blah. So that's hilarious. This one's been fully edited, so that's hilarious. So this is him after he's calmed down. I didn't spend time going through all the pictures. I just didn't see the core. That doesn't make anything I said wrong. Chill down, bro. The core, like, he's acting, he has no idea what he's even talking about. I just didn't see the core. Well, because it's not in the pictures, dude. There is no core support in this picture. You've got to, actually know what you're talking about to have seen it, to see that the marker light is munching it. You don't have x-ray vision. You're not looking at the core support. I don't know. Hopefully people don't actually think I'm, like, really mad about this. I'm just calling out stupid people. So, if you've owned 22 of these things, like, dude, you should know. So, anyways, chill down, bro. Okay, this doesn't make anything I said wrong. Chill down, bro. The world isn't just I'm right, you're wrong. So, well, in this case, been buying and selling these vans since 1997. Thanks for telling me about their market. And yes, 4 years in, just like I predicted 4 years ago, all these kids are racing out there and buying these vans and spending all their money on solar panels instead of maintaining them. So half the vans have sold in the past 4 years are coming back to the market completely gutted out, not running, while a bunch of starry-eyed van lifers sit in their parents' driveway in a pool of their tears over wasting their money on a vehicle they couldn't maintain. And these don't stink. Their vans are worth 3 times Blue Book. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. These don't stink. It's laughable when you see the market over 3 decades. How new are you? I'm like, I'm chill down, bro, or I'm chill, bro. So chill I can admit when I'm wrong, which is not now. You said the spot to check is the rockers. That is wrong. I can see the core support is rotted here, from here, the 4th picture. I don't even need to click to see the full size. I haven't owned one of these vans in the current market. Do you? Because you click on his thing and you don't even see, like, he doesn't even have posts about his van or anything. So here we are. I have owned 22 of them, and yes, currently 2. Guessing my first one, you weren't even born yet. I already said I missed the other pictures. Guessing you just need your youthful bravado stroke. So, attaboy, you're totally right, and I'm a know-nothing wrong person. See, he took out the whole thing about ageism when he was, pulling the fucking West Coast, hipster, whatever they'd like to do, where it's like, you're attacking me, or you're being mean to me because of this reason, or what, I don't know. But he took it all out. It's all been edited out, so there's nothing to even see here, which is funny. And I did edit one of my comments here, so he felt fully justified in doing it. And basically, I'm doing this on my cell phone. I have bad vision and bad typing skills on a cell phone as it is, so I fix a bunch of friggin' spelling errors that make me look retarded, right? Because if you put spelling errors, people either think you're, stupid or drunk, really, because that's, the only reason to have lots of spelling errors, and you don't use, a spell checker. So I'm like, easy, princess, you need to spend more time looking at pictures before giving advice, okay? I'm not a dick. I'm glad so many other comments in here caught it and trying to help you realize that spouting off bad advice can lead people to wasting their money. It happened to me. Posted pictures of the van before I bought it and people said looks good. Now I look at those same pictures and clearly can see the core support is rotten. I'm trying to save the poster. See, there's one of them. Poster from the nightmare I went through. You need to look inward, my friend, instead of calling people names. Because come on, this is a piss fest here, but I didn't attack him at all. I attacked his info, his advice, his bad advice. Right away off the bat, he was, calling me an idiot and, a child and man-child and, this is ageism and all this, but of course it's all been edited out. So, yeah, there's nothing even really to show here, but we'll keep going down for those who like a good piss fest here. I'm like, so he's like, right, so you just learned about Astros last year after jumping on the Instagram. I don't even have Instagram, but I've never had Instagram. I think that's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. Like, Facebook, I didn't even want that to begin with. A girl made a Facebook for me, added a bunch of people, put all my info on there, and gave me the password, and was like, you're on Facebook now, because I was trying to resist the whole time, like, thought I was one of these cool metalhead people, like, oh, everyone's on Facebook? Yeah, that's stupid. Like, you guys are lame just due to the fact of the name, like, Facebook? Like, what the fuck? You guys need to, like, listen to some music or some shit. And, and then people were making groups about, like, people in the school and stuff, and, like, people were getting suspended for shit that was happening on Facebook, so I was like, I do not need another thing to, like, get me in shit, so, yeah, I'm good with this Facebook shit. But then, yeah, the stupid girl made the Facebook for me, added all her friends, whatever, and, so, of course, I go on there, and here we are. I should have just deleted it once she gave me the password and shit, but, yeah, anyway, so... Yeah, so he's accusing me of Instagram, this and that. I don't have Instagram, dude. YouTube's all it. YouTube and Facebook, that's the only thing. So, and Twitter. I had a Twitter back in the day because that's when people were going to Instagram. I was like, oh, what's this Twitter thing? There's a bunch of celebrities and shit on here. Like, you can retweet right to whoever you want. Like, maybe this is where the new thing's gonna be. But it took a while for Twitter to grab. But I do still have that Twitter account, so maybe I will fire that back up and use it for the channel. I don't know. So yeah, and now just because some old fart missed looking at certain picture, they're just wrong. Like, oh my god. Cookie cutter, typical Astro group dick. Like, what? Dude, no, you are the cookie cutter, typical Astro group dick. I am the one who's actually done the job and's given good advice. I didn't look at every picture closely. Nothing I said in my comment was wrong. Go away, child. Like, dude, I didn't look at every picture closely. Then what the fuck are you even doing replying? The guy's saying, hey, look at my pictures closely and tell me if I should buy this van and spend $7,000 on it. And you're like, well, you just gotta go there and look at this van blind, and if you buy it, you buy it. But insurance might screw you. Anyways, you guys know what I'm saying. Like, you can clearly tell who's the fucking Instagram, Reddit poster who needs a like stroke, and then who's the person who is just reinforcing what everyone else said. Yeah. Oh shit, I gotta go all comments every time. See, I hate social media. I hate Facebook. I hate all this crap, man. Seriously. Like, just put it how it actually happened, and then that's all you need. You don't need to filter and... Okay, decent shape for the Rust Belt, overpriced and complete rot anywhere else. I wouldn't pay that much personally. Yeah, I'm one of these typical cookie cutter Astro dick. Whatever he said, anyways. So then, I'm 122, this and that. Right, so you just learned about Astros, and I'm like, wrong again, not my first van. My first job as a young mechanic. Yeah, it's like, not my first van. Like, dude, I've been doing this van life thing since 2015, if you want to, really start talking about dates and shit. My first job as a young mechanic was on an Astro in the early 2000s. You don't know me. and you know very little bit about these vans after owning so many. That's concerning. And then he blocks me and says, yep, just a dickhead. So I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, that's too funny. Okay, so just to wrap this up here, so then the original poster actually ended up private messaging me and saying like, hey, I'm going to look at that course report. You mind if I send you a couple pictures, this and that? I'm like, sure, man, yeah, send them over. And I told him, I was like, hey, yeah, you know, I'm into this exact job right now. Like, if you're good with a welder, this and that. He's like, yeah, I'm not afraid of, like, you know, a little bit of work, this and that. So it looks like he did end up buying the van, because his very next post, bum, 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 core support rebuilt on my O2 Astro all-wheel drive. Good for him, man. So, like me, this guy, you know, not afraid to get in there, whatever. He's not like a Kevin Smith who's just going to sell it or whatever. You know, send her on down the line, buy the 23rd one, right? So, look at this. The guy knows exactly what he's looking at. You know why he does? I'm not going to take credit, but, you know, because everyone else in that thread already told him the scoop. But, you know, you can't argue with the results, dude. Oh, and there he is on the beach. It's a happy story. Being proactive, he went and took care of it, you know, under his own terms. And look at that. So this one was already lifted, so it was a little easier to see, right? So, anyways, that's just a little funny story. Like, you know, you get in your head like, dude, like, am I being a dick or whatever? But then when it comes down to it, you got the guy messaging you, you got the whole situation playing out exactly like how you would say it would. So, I don't know. Just a little feel-good story for you guys there. I can't make this up. So he said, I have owned 22 of them, right? 1997. You click on them here. 6 days ago. 22 years and still refusing to daily drive anything else. Number 17. So have you owned 22 of them? Over 22 years, and that's your 17th one, or have you owned 17 of them? I'm confused. I'm confused. And there's the raised eyebrow post if you want to read through that too.